I've been called a lot of things in my life. Prodigy, esports legend, toxic trash talker. But fan favorite, that one always cracks me up. Because let's be real, I'm not exactly known for my warm personality. My entire brand is built on being an untouchable, ice-cold gaming god. I don't coddle my viewers. I don't pretend to love my opponents. And I definitely don't pander to the chat with cute emotes. But despite all that, my live stream numbers keep soaring. Every time I go live, thousands of viewers flood in to watch me obliterate my competition. They call me War God, King of Clutch, the final boss, and at the top of every leaderboard. A mysterious, overly enthusiastic top donor, Ghostblade. I don't know who they are, but they've been here since the beginning. They donate absurd amounts, spam my chat with suspiciously supportive messages, and even defend me against haters like a loyal attack dog. At first, I assumed it was just another obsessed fan. But tonight, something changed. Tonight, I finally found out who Ghostblade really is. It started like any other live stream. Me sitting in my high-end gaming chair, headset on, fingers flying across my keyboard as I carried my team to yet another victory. The chat scrolled at lightning speed, filled with messages of admiration, salt, and the occasional step on me War God comment. And, of course, there was Ghostblade, dropping another ridiculous donation. Ghostblade, $200. That last play was flawless. As expected from the best. I smirked. Easy win. I said into the mic, cracking my knuckles. Maybe next time they'll actually put up a fight. The chat exploded. User 1234. War God being cocky again, oh. Sweaty noob. I'd sell my soul for his reaction speed. Ghostblade. That's my boy. I almost choked on my energy drink. Dude, I muttered, glancing at the comment. You make it sound like you own me. Ghostblade. Maybe I do. My fingers froze over my keyboard. The chat lost its mind. A thirsty gamer. What? Simple alert. He said what now? Mod, chat is moving too fast, slowed down. I squinted at the message, half convinced I was hallucinating. All right, Ghost, you're getting way too comfortable, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. You're lucky you've been here since the start, or I'd ban you for that level of cringe. Ghostblade. Oh, since the start? So you do remember me. Cute. The chat spiraled further into chaos, but I wasn't paying attention anymore. Something felt off. I frowned at the name. Ghostblade. Why did it suddenly feel too familiar? Then, in an act of pure curiosity, or maybe stupidity, I did something I had never done before. I clicked on their profile. A second later, my blood ran cold. Because staring back at me was a username I knew all too well. Ghostblade wasn't just some random diehard fan. No, Ghostblade was Evan Carter, my childhood rival, my sworn enemy, the guy I've hated for years. The moment my brain processed it, I ripped off my headset so fast I almost dislocated my neck. What the F? Stream disconnected. I didn't sleep that night. Not because of ranked matches, not because of an energy drink overdose, and not even because of my usual pre-tournament stress. No, I lay awake staring at my ceiling, replaying that one horrifying realization over and over again. Evan Carter is my #1 fan. This was a cosmic joke, a glitch in the universe's code, a bug in the system. Because Evan wasn't just some random gamer. He was the Evan Carter, my childhood rival, my longtime nemesis, the guy who had made my life a competitive hell since we were kids. We fought over everything. Test scores, soccer matches, arcade games, even who could eat more spicy wings without crying. And now he was secretly my biggest supporter, throwing money at my streams like a lovesick fanboy. What kind of sick plot twist was this? By the next evening, my chat was still in a meltdown from last night's abrupt disconnect. User 1234. Where did Warlord go? Sweaty noob. Did Ghostblade break him? Chill everyone. Stream resuming soon. Yeah, soon, as in never, if I had my way. But I couldn't just ignore it forever. So I took a deep breath, plastered on my usual cocky smirk, and hit the go live button. Yo, I said, leaning back in my chair like nothing was wrong. What's up, chat? The floodgates burst open. Thirsty gamer, finally you're back. Simple alert. Okay, but explain last night. Ghostblade. You ran away. I'm hurt. I clenched my jaw. Of course he was here. I debated ignoring him, but chat had already latched onto it. War God versus Ghost Blade IRL win. User 5678, fight. Ghost Blade, I'd rather collaborate. My eyes twitched. I exhaled through my nose and forced a laugh. Yeah, sorry about the abrupt disconnect. My router committed suicide. Ghost Blade, convenient. I refused to let this guy get under my skin on my stream. So, Ghost, I said casually, resting my chin on my hand. Since you're clearly feeling bold, why don't you tell the class how long you've been lurking in my chat? I expected him to dodge the question. Instead, Ghost Blade, since the beginning. The chat erupted. User 7890, excuse me? Sweaty noob, he said that with his whole chest. Thirsty gamer, OMG, this is better than reality TV. I stared at his message, trying to process the sheer audacity. Since the beginning, I repeated. So, what, you've just been watching me all these years? Ghost Blade. Of course. Who else is worthy of my attention? I nearly fell out of my chair. Chat went ballistic. Mutt adds fire emojis. Simple alert. Did he just flirt? User 5678. Nah, this is a confession stream now. I gripped my desk so hard my fingers ached. All right, Carter, I said, narrowing my eyes at the screen. You think you're funny? Ghost Blade. No, I think you're funny. Especially when you're flustered. I was not flustered. I was maybe a little flustered. But that was beside the point. I had two options. 1. In the stream again like a coward. 2. Call his bluff and shut him down. Obviously, I chose chaos. All right, since you're so obsessed with me, I drawled, tilting my head. Why don't we settle this like real gamers? A 1v1. Loser has to admit the other is the better player. Chat exploded. User 1234. Oh, God, it's happening. Sweaty noob. Let's go. Ghost Blade. Tempting. But how about we raise the stakes? I narrowed my eyes. What kind of stakes? Ghost Blade. If I win, you owe me dinner. The entire chat collectively lost its mind. I choked on air. You? What? Why? Ghost Blade. Why not? Unless you're scared. Oh, that's smug. You're on, I snapped. Prepare to lose. Ghost Blade. Can't wait. And just like that, my worst nightmare was now my next scheduled event. I should have known challenging Evan Carter to a 1v1 was a mistake. Not because I was going to lose. Oh no, that was never happening. But because I had severely underestimated how much of a menace he could be. The match was set. The whole internet was watching. And my dignity was on the line. Welcome back, chat. I said as my stream went live. Tonight, we're settling this like real gamers. Chat was already on fire. User 5678, fight. Thirsty gamer, my body is ready. Ghost Blade, hope you practice, champ. I gritted my teeth. Oh, he's cocky today. You're talking a lot of trash for someone about to get wrecked. Ghost Blade, bold words. Let's see if you can back them up. The match began. The virtual battlefield loaded. My fingers hovered over my keyboard, ready to unleash hell. For the first few minutes, we were evenly matched. Every move I made, Evan countered with ridiculous precision. Every trick I pulled, he saw through like he had a cheat sheet to my brain. And that was when I realized he did have a cheat sheet. Because he had been watching me for years. You're reading my plays, aren't you? I muttered. Ghost Blade, you make it easy. I almost slammed my keyboard. 20 minutes later, I was losing. Badly. My chat was in hysterics. Sweaty noob. No way Warlord is getting farmed. Mutt, this is humiliating. Ghost Blade, ready to surrender? I refused. Not happening. I growled, refocusing. Time to pull out my ace. I baited him into a trap. He took the bait. My screen flashed. Enemy defeated. The chat exploded. User 1234, the comeback? Simple alert, marry me. Ghost Blade, impressive. Evan's voice came through my headset, smooth and teasing. Guess I owe you a dinner now. Wait, shit. The stakes. The realization slammed into me. I had just won myself a date. The second the match ended, I yanked off my headset and sat in stunned silence. I had won. But at what cost? Chat was going feral. User 5678, date confirmed. Thirsty gamer, bro in the battle, but lost the war. Ghostblade, so when's dinner? I groaned, dragging a hand down my face. I don't remember agreeing to this. Ghostblade, a deal's a deal. You did say loser admits the other is better. I scowled. I'm in the game. Ghostblade, sure. And now you're better at making dinner reservations. The absolute audacity. The chat was loving this. Y'all better live stream this dinner. Simple alert, do it for content. Ghostblade, I second this. I exhaled through my nose. Fine. One dinner. And that's it. Ghostblade. Looking forward to it. The stream ended. And just like that, my life had spiraled into chaos. The moment I turned off my PC, my phone vibrated. Evan Carter, aka Ghostblade Friday, 7 p.m. Send me your address. I stared at the message like it was a death sentence. No way in hell was I letting him pick me up. Me, you're out of your mind if you think I'm letting you anywhere near my place. Evan, what, afraid you'll fall for me in person? I nearly threw my phone. Me, I'll meet you there. Send me the restaurant. He took his sweet time responding, probably enjoying my suffering. Finally, a notification popped up. Evan, fine. Sushi bar. Downtown. Don't be late. I groaned and flopped onto my bed. What had I just gotten myself into? Friday night. I arrived at the sushi bar 10 minutes early because, contrary to popular belief, I was a responsible adult. I found a corner booth, checked my phone, and debated the very real possibility of faking my own death to get out of this. Before I could put my escape plan into action, a voice interrupted. Wow, you're actually early. Didn't think you had it in you. I looked up and immediately regretted it. Evan was standing there, looking annoyingly good in a fitted black jacket and a smug expression that made me want to throw a wasabi bomb at his face. Shut up and sit down, I muttered. He laughed, sliding into the seat across from me. You're shy in real life, too. Cute. I scowled. Keep talking, and I'm ordering the most expensive thing on the menu. He smirked. Go for it. I'd love to spoil you. I hated him. And maybe, just maybe, I was starting to enjoy this. The moment we sat down, I regretted everything. Evan was too comfortable. He leaned back in his seat, smug as ever, as if this was just another casual hangout and not the result of my biggest lose in gaming history. I, on the other hand, was in hell. The waiter approached, handing us menus. Would you like any drinks to start? I'll have a beer, Evan said, then smirked at me. You need something stronger? I glared. Water is fine. Come on. Live a little. I was living, I shot back, until I walked into this restaurant. Evan just laughed, like my suffering was his entertainment for the evening. Honestly, it probably was. 5 minutes later, the waiter returned, and Evan didn't even look at the menu before ordering. We'll take the chef's selection. Oh, and an extra serving of eel for him. I blinked. Excuse me? You love eel, Evan said, casually sipping his beer. You always order it when you're out. I squinted at him. How the hell do you know that? He smirked. I pay attention. I nearly choked on air. What kind of creepy stalker behavior? Relax, he said, leaning forward. I've known you since we were kids. It's not my fault you're predictable. I hated how smug he looked. But also, I hated how right he was. 20 minutes later, I will begrudgingly admit the food was amazing. And despite my best efforts, I was actually enjoying myself. Evan, of course, took full advantage of my lower defenses. So he said between bites of sashimi, how's it feel knowing your biggest rival is also your biggest fan? I scowled. You're not my biggest fan. I literally have your merch. That was for charity. And I've watched every one of your streams. I groaned. Please stop talking. He grinned. What, afraid you'll start liking me? Afraid I'll commit a crime, I muttered. Evan just laughed. Admit it, you're having fun. I refused to dignify that with an answer. But when the bill came and Evan paid without hesitation, I didn't protest. And when we walked out together and he casually nudged my shoulder, I didn't pull away. I had a sinking feeling this wasn't the last time I'd be stuck in his orbit. And maybe, just maybe, I didn't mind. I should have known Evan wouldn't let me live in peace after that dinner. The very next day, he was back in my chat. Ghostblade, so when's the rematch? I roll my eyes. Didn't I already destroy you? Ghostblade, debatable. I was distracted by your voice. The chat went wild. User 5678, did he just flirt? Thirsty Gamer, bro, we all saw you lose fair and square. Simp alert, help, he's down bad. I pinched the bridge of my nose. Evan, I swear to God. Ghostblade, if you're so confident, you wouldn't mind raising the stakes. I squinted at my screen. What kind of stakes? Ghostblade, if I win, you go on another date with me. I choked on my own spit. That wasn't a date. Ghostblade, you keep telling yourself that. User 5678, OMG, he's serious. Someone get the popcorn. Simp alert, say yes, you coward. I crossed my arms. And what do I get when I win? There was a pause. Then, Ghostblade, name it. Oh, that was dangerous. Too dangerous. The chat loved it. User 5678, ask for his soul. Thirsty Gamer, or his credit card info. Simp alert, or a kiss. I nearly fell out of my chair. Okay, I'm ending stream. Ghostblade, don't be a coward. I sighed dramatically. Fine. If I win, you have to publicly admit that I'm the superior player. In a tweet. That stays pinned. Forever. The chat exploded. This is getting good. User 5678. The ultimate humiliation. Ghostblade, deal. I smirked. Great. Get ready to lose. Evan just sent a winking emoji. And somehow I had a bad feeling about this. 1 hour later, Evan had been awfully quiet. Too quiet. I should have suspected something. Because the moment the rematch started, I realized, what the hell? Evan was destroying me. Not just playing well. Not just keeping up. He was wiping the floor with me. User 5678. LMAO, did he train for this? Biro had a training arc. Simp alert, he's a man on a mission. I gritted my teeth. No way you suddenly got this good. Evan's smug voice rang through my headset. What, did you think I was going to lose twice? I clenched my jaw. I refused to go down without a fight. But no matter how hard I tried, no matter how many plays I made, Evan had a counter for everything. I was doomed. And then, just as I was about to make a desperate final move, match over. Winner, Ghostblade. I stared at the screen in stunned silence. Then, Ghostblade, so where are we going for our second date? I let out the longest, most suffering sigh of my life. User 5678. But, bro, really said run it back. Simp alert, this is the best timeline. I slumped back in my chair. I hate you. Evan just laughed. See you Friday, sweetheart. And my chat absolutely lost it. Friday came way too fast. I was not prepared. Chat had been counting down the days like it was the Super Bowl. Every stream, every tweet, every random comment under my videos, everyone was losing their minds over my so-called date with Evan. User 5678, today's the day, let's go. He can't back out now. Simp alert, Nick, blink twice if you need an escape plan. I groaned, rubbing my temples. It's not a date. Ghostblade, that's what people say before they fall in love. I nearly threw my phone across the room. Evan, of course, had been eating this up. He even changed his profile bio to professional gamer. #1 fan of at Nick Live. Dating him soon. I'm going to commit a crime, I muttered. Thirsty Gamer, if that crime is falling in love, we support you. The betrayal in my own chat was unreal. I arrive at the restaurant, trying not to look like I was on death row. Evan, on the other hand, was leaning against the entrance like this was some kind of RomCom moment. Fancy seeing you here. I glared. You made the reservation. He grinned. And you showed up. That's progress. I sighed, pushing past him. Let's just get this over with. Inside, the place was surprisingly nice. Dim lighting, candlelit tables, the whole works. I squinted. This is kind of romantic for a dinner between rivals. Evan shrugged, completely unapologetic. If I'm paying, I'm picking the vibe. You did not win a free date and get to flex your rich boy privileges. Too late. I groaned as the waiter came over, handing us menus. The first 10 minutes were bearable. We talked about games, upcoming tournaments, and our most annoying fans. Spoiler, it was always the shippers. But then Evan leaned in with a smirk. So, are we splitting dessert, or are you going to let me feed you? I choked on my drink. Excuse me? Just a question. It was a bad question. I'm just trying to be a good date, sweetheart. I could feel my soul leaving my body. Evan just looked pleased with himself, sipping his drink like he hadn't just destroyed me in broad daylight. I buried my face in my hands. I hate you. Evan laughed, his voice warm. No, you don't. And the worst part, I had no argument. The moment we stepped outside, Evan stretched, looking smug. That wasn't so bad, was it? I scoffed. You harassed me with dessert-related questions. It was awful. Evan feigned offense. I was just making sure my date was well fed. I am not your... I cut myself off when I noticed his eyes light up mischievously. Oh my God, you're doing this on purpose. He grinned. Maybe. I groaned. I should have made you pay in suffering instead of dinner. Oh, but I am suffering, Evan said dramatically, pressing a hand to his chest. Unrequited love is so tragic. I stared at him. Unrequited? Evan waggled his eyebrows. Unless... I shoved him. Good night, Evan. He laughed, stepping back, but not before shooting me one last wink. Good night, sweetheart. My chat was going to explode. The moment I got home, I collapsed face first onto my bed and groaned into my pillow. I had survived. Barely. My phone, however, was in full meltdown mode. Notifications kept popping up nonstop. I peeked at my screen and immediately regretted it. The chat is feral. Send help. User 5678, Nick, explain yourself. Simp alert, we saw the wink. The wink. Sweaty noob, congratulations on your marriage. Oh my God, I wanted to scream. Instead, I rolled over and covered my face with a blanket, hoping that if I ignored them long enough, they'd give up. They did not. My phone started ringing. I groaned but answered without checking. No. Damn, didn't even say hello first. I yanked the blanket off my face. Evan, why are you calling me? He laughed. Relax, sweetheart. I just wanted to check if you made it home safely. I spluttered. You are the most insufferable. You're flustered. I am not. Adorable. I was going to throw my phone. I hate you. You keep saying that, Evan said, amused. And yet, here we are. I gritted my teeth. What do you want, Evan? Just reminiscing about our lovely evening. It was not a lovely evening. He ignored me. I think my favorite part was when you stared at my lips for a full 5 seconds after I called you sweetheart. I choked on air. I did not. Sure, bud. Delete your memory. Evan chuckled. Can't. It's stored permanently in my mind palace. I needed to change the subject before I spontaneously combusted. Why are you still watching my streams if you won the bet? Because I like them. I paused. Wait. Like genuinely. Evan hummed. Yeah. You're funny. And you're really good at the game. It's entertaining. That was actually kind of nice. And weirdly sincere. I didn't know how to respond, so I settled for an awkward. Oh, Evan laughed. What, expecting me to say something else? Yes. Like how I'm madly in love with you, and only watch your streams because I'm obsessed? Exactly. Well, my stomach dropped. Don't you dare. Guess you'll just have to keep streaming and find out. I screamed into my pillow as he hung up. By the next morning, my chat had entered full conspiracy mode. User 5678, Nick. We need answers. So about that, not a date. Sweaty noob. When's the wedding? I stared at the screen, debating whether to just unplug my entire internet connection and move to a remote island. Unfortunately, I had obligations. Like my job. I sighed. All right, listen up, chat. It wasn't a date. Evan is just an insufferable human being who enjoys making my life miserable. Thirsty gamer. You mean in a romantic way? I nearly knocked over my drink. No, not in a romantic way. Of course, that did nothing to deter them. If anything, it only made them more insufferable. Then, as if the universe wanted me to suffer even more, Evan himself decided to make an entrance. Ghostblade. Morning, sweetheart. Miss me? I froze. Chat lost its collective mind. Simp alert. Oh, my God. Well, he's here. Sweaty noob. Husband just logged on. I glared at the screen. Evan. Get out of my chat. Ghostblade. But I love it here. So warm. So welcoming. So full of people who support our love. I banged my forehead against my desk. We are not doing this today. Ghostblade. Actually, we are. What? Ghostblade. I challenge you to a rematch. Right now. The chat erupted. User 5678. Let's go. Thirsty gamer. Yes. Destroy him. This is the content we deserve. I squinted at the screen. You're serious? Ghostblade. Dead serious. Unless you're scared. My pride flared. I'm not scared. You're the one who barely won last time. Ghostblade. Then prove it. One match. Loser does whatever the winner says. I hesitated. Define whatever. Ghostblade. Don't worry, sweetheart. I'll be gentle. My soul left my body. Chat exploded with screaming messages, but all I could do was sigh. Fine. Let's do this. Evan's avatar popped up in my game lobby within seconds. This was going to be a disaster. The countdown started, and my hands tightened around my controller. Focus. This wasn't just about winning anymore. It was about survival. The moment the match began, Evan came at me fast. His movements were sharper than before, refined, calculated. He wasn't just playing around this time. I gritted my teeth and countered, dodging his attacks and landing precise hits. The chat was a blur of messages. User 5678. He's going all out. Simp alert. Why is this Loki hot? Focus, Nick, focus. Trying harder this time, huh? I taunted, executing a near-perfect combo that chipped away a significant portion of his health bar. Ghostblade. Gotta impress my favorite streamer somehow. I nearly dropped my controller. Stop saying things like that while we're fighting. Ghostblade. What? Afraid you'll get distracted? I wanted to scream. The match was neck and neck. We were both down to our last slivers of health. One wrong move and it was over. I took a deep breath, calculated, and went for a risky finishing move. And then, defeat. Silence. Evan's victory animation played on screen. My chat went feral. User 5678. Oh. Thirsty gamer. Evan wins, baby. But F in the chat for Nick. I stared at my screen, horrified. No. Ghostblade. Yes. I swallowed. So, what's your demand? Evan's typing bubble appeared, then disappeared. Then, after an agonizing pause, a single message popped up. Ghostblade, go on a real date with me. I nearly fell out of my chair. Chat exploded. I stared at the screen, my brain struggling to process what had just happened. My fingers hovered over my keyboard, but I had no idea what to type. The chat, however, had no such hesitation. User 5678, holy. He did not just say that. Thirsty gamer. Evan just confessed. Everyone stay calm. Sweaty noob. I'm not calm. I exhaled sharply. You're joking, right? Ghostblade. Dead serious. My heart did an embarrassing little flip. I immediately shoved that feeling deep down into a void where it could never be found again. Evan. I ran a hand down my face. Be serious. Ghostblade. I am serious. You lost. You honor your bets, don't you? Chat erupted into pure chaos. Simp alert. Got him. You can't back out now. User 5678. This is legally binding. I groaned. This isn't how bets work. Ghostblade. Oh? Should I remind you of the time you made me wear that ridiculous cat ear headset on stream? I winced. That was different. Ghostblade. No. You made the bet, you lost. Now you pay up. I opened my mouth, closed it, then sighed. Fine. Ghost Blade. That's my good boy. I choked on my own saliva as the chat absolutely lost it. Thirsty Gamer. R. Sweaty Noob. The audacity. User 5678. Hold on, I need a second to breathe. I hate you. I muttered, feeling the heat creeping up my ears. Ghost Blade. That's fine. I'll win you over eventually. I groaned into my hands. Where are we even supposed to go? Ghost Blade. Tomorrow? 6 p.m. I'll pick you up. Wait. What? Hold on. Ghost Blade. See you then, sweetheart. And just like that, he logged off. I was regretting every decision that had led me to this moment. Standing in front of my mirror, I tugged at the hem of my hoodie. Casual was fine, right? It wasn't really a date. Just two longtime rivals fulfilling a bet. A stupid, ridiculous bet. My phone buzzed. Evan, outside. I let out a breath, grabbed my keys, and opened the door, only to freeze. Evan stood there, leaning against his car like he had walked straight out of a damn romance movie. Leather jacket, confident smirk, annoyingly handsome. His hair was slightly tousled, like he hadn't tried too hard but still looked effortlessly good. I suddenly felt very underdressed. His eyes scanned me, and for a moment I swore I saw something flicker across his face. Then, cute, I nearly slammed the door in his face. Instead, I crossed my arms. Shut up. Where are we going? Evan grinned. Patience, sweetheart. It's a surprise. I narrowed my eyes at him, but slid into the passenger seat anyway. As he pulled onto the road, I tried my best to ignore the way my heart was pounding. The drive was filled with Evan's usual teasing and my usual exasperation, but beneath it, something felt different, lighter, more charged. When we finally pulled up to a small, neon-lit arcade, I blinked. Wait, here. Evan shrugged. Thought it'd be fitting. Where else should two gamers go on a date? I opened my mouth to argue, but, damn it, he had a point. We spent the next hour battling it out on every arcade machine in sight. Evan was competitive as ever, but he also let his guard down, laughing every time I won and groaning dramatically when I annihilated him at air hockey. At some point, I realized something weird. He wasn't just teasing me. He was enjoying himself. And so was I. All right, Evan said, dusting his hands off after a claw machine victory. I believe I've sufficiently proven I'm superior. You literally lost most of the games, I pointed out. He smirked. But I won the best prize. I followed his gaze to the stuffed cat plushie he had just won. Then, to my complete horror, he held it out to me. I stared at him. No. Yes. I'm not taking that. You are taking it. I folded my arms. And if I don't? Evan leaned in, lowering his voice. Then I'll make a scene and tell everyone in here we're on a date. I snatched the plushie out of his hands. You're the worst. He grinned. And yet, here we are. I wanted to argue, but he wasn't wrong. And worse, I kind of didn't mind. By the time we left the arcade, I was clutching my new plush hostage like a lifeline. Evan walked beside me, hands in his pockets, an unreadable expression on his face. Then, just as we reached his car, he turned to me. Hey, what? He hesitated. Then, softer than I'd ever heard him, he said, I had fun tonight. I swallowed. Yeah, me too. Silence stretched between us. The air felt thick with something unspoken. Then, before I could react, Evan reached out and brushed a strand of hair from my face. I froze. Good night, Nick, he murmured, stepping back with a knowing smirk. And just like that, he left me standing there, heart pounding, clutching a stupid cat plushie, wondering what the hell had just happened. I stare at the stupid cat plushie sitting on my desk, mocking me with its stitched-on grin. It had been 2 days since the so-called date, and yet every time I closed my eyes, I could still hear Evan's voice, feel the ghost of his touch as he brushed that strand of hair from my face. It was infuriating. Worse, the chat had not let it go. User 5678, so when's the second date? Thirsty Gamer, did he kiss you? Blink twice if yes. Sweaty Noob, he called you sweetheart. That's legally binding. Well, I have a theory. Nick is in love but too stupid to realize it. I muted chat and rubbed my temples. My viewers were menaces. They had always enjoyed teasing me, but now they had ammo. I groaned and slumped onto my desk. Why did Evan have to be like this? The notification sound of an incoming message made me sit up. Evan, are you free tonight? I stared. No, not dealing with that. I shut my phone off and turned my attention to the game in front of me. I had a stream to do, and I refused to let Evan take up any more space in my brain. Unfortunately, the universe and Evan had other plans. An hour into my stream, mid-game, the familiar notification popped up in chat. Ghostblade has joined the stream. I groaned, out loud, like an idiot. The chat exploded. User 5678, he's here. Everyone act natural. Everybody stay calm. Sweaty noob, say sweetheart again, I dare you. I exhaled sharply and forced my voice to stay neutral. Oh, look who decided to show up. Ghostblade, you ignore my text, sweetheart. I nearly flung my headset across the room. Evan, I said slowly, what do you want? Ghostblade, you. I blue-screened. My brain fully shut down. The chat went feral. Thirsty gamer, R. User 5678, I just screamed. But can we get an ambulance for Nick? I cleared my throat. You can't just say things like that. Ghostblade, why not? It's true. Stop it. Ghostblade, come outside. I blinked. What? Ghostblade, come outside. My stomach flipped. You're lying. Ghostblade, see for yourself. Chat collectively lost its mind, but I'd already yanked my headset off and practically tripped over myself rushing to the window. And there he was, Evan, leaning casually against his car, arms crossed, looking smug as hell. I stared at him through the glass. He raised a hand and wiggled his fingers in a wave. My heart was trying to escape my ribcage. I turned back to my setup, unmuted my mic, and said the only thing I could think of. Stream's over, bye. Then I ended the stream and bolted for the door. I swung the door open so fast I nearly ripped it off its hinges. Evan barely blinked. If anything, his smirk deepened. Took you long enough. I crossed my arms, trying to ignore the way my pulse was hammering in my ears. What are you doing here? He tilted his head. You ignored my text. I scoffed. And you thought showing up at my place was the reasonable response. Evan shrugged. You left me no choice. I opened my mouth to argue, but, damn it, I had no comeback. Instead, I sighed, leaning against the doorframe. You can't just ambush me like this. He raised an eyebrow. You ended the stream pretty fast. Heat rushed to my face. That's because you... I cut myself off, gritting my teeth. Forget it. Evan took a step closer. I meant what I said. I swallowed. Which part? He smirked. All of it. I exhaled sharply, feeling cornered even though we were standing outside. You're impossible. I've been called worse. He chuckled, then his expression softened. Look, Nick, I'm not playing games with you. Not anymore. Something in his voice made my chest tighten. I licked my lips, suddenly nervous. What do you want from me? Evan's gaze was steady. A real chance. Silence stretched between us. The air felt heavy charged. Then, before I could second-guess myself, I stepped forward. Just a little. Evan noticed. His eyes flickered to my lips, then back to my eyes. Yeah, he murmured. I swallowed hard. Yeah. A slow grin spread across his face. Good. And then, he kissed me. It wasn't dramatic or rushed. It was steady, warm, a question and an answer all at once. I melted into it, my hands gripping his jacket like he might disappear if I let go. When we finally pulled apart, he rested his forehead against mine, grinning. Took you long enough. I huffed a laugh. Shut up. He just laughed, pulling me close again. 1 month later. Chat was relentless. User 5678, is Evan at your place again? Thirsty gamer, just admit you're dating. Sweaty noob, stream reveal when. I sighed dramatically, rolling my eyes. Guys, I don't know what you're talking about. Right on cue. Arms wrapped around my shoulders from behind. Evan, grinning like he owned the place, which, to be fair, he might as well at this point. Hey, sweetheart, he murmured, loud enough for the mic to pick up. Chat exploded. I groaned. You're doing this on purpose. Absolutely. He grinned, pressing a quick kiss to my cheek before stealing my headset and speaking into the mic. By the way, yeah, we're dating. The screams from chat could probably be heard from space. I smacked his arm. You're the worst. And yet, he said, squeezing me tighter, you like me anyway. I huffed, but I didn't argue. Yeah, maybe I did.